Hey everyone, welcome to another Elden Ring boss guide. This time we're taking on the Stonedigger Troll that you can find in Limgrave Tunnels. You can find this tunnel just by riding through the water here and you'll find the entrance to it. You go through the dungeon, you'll eventually find yourself fighting this guy right here, this giant troll. Now he does have a giant hammer that can do big damage, so I'm going to be talking specifically about how to avoid that damage. Now, this boss is going to be easiest, I'll be honest. This boss is easiest if you have a weapon that can do strike damage like a club or a hammer, or if you can cast spells. Okay, so here's this main attack, the stomp, and then he swings the club a whole bunch of times while he runs around. You can see by the way I'm dodging, I'm basically just trying to like avoid him for the first few swings and then roll under his legs for the final parts. The next thing you want to watch out for is he does a whole bunch of stomps, like basic basic stomps, which are really fast and hard to get out of the way of, so be aware of that as well. Let's go ahead and land our first attack. Now you can see that based on my sword, it being a slash weapon, the sword basically bounces off of it. It still does damage, but it bounces off. So if you are using a slash weapon, you want to make sure that you're doing jump attacks, like so, because the jump attacks will not bounce off. They don't do as much damage as they probably should, but all the same, that's just the nature of this boss because he has very hard skin. You can see that it's a lot of his attacks are based on his feet. He does a lot of stomping and then smashing of the hammer on the ground. Here comes another swing and a big pound. We do some jumping attacks and then we get out of the way. Here comes his big attack. He basically just throws a temper tantrum and hammers the ground like 5 times. Okay, that was 4 times. And then he'll have a moment to recover. When he takes that moment to recover is when you want to land your attacks. Now that big smash right there is something I find difficult to avoid even to this day. But he does have another attack like that as well, where he'll smash the ground and then he'll actually have the hammer inside of the ground and it'll do damage after he pulls the hammer back up as well. I'm sure he'll be doing it before too long here, so keep an eye out for it. Ouch. As you can see, because I'm using a slashing weapon, the most effective thing that I'm able to do is just jump attacks. They do the most damage with a slash weapon. There's that attack I was talking about where it does extra damage after the pullouts. You can see that the jump attacks are very effective. There's that high-speed stomp that I mentioned. And that's the game. So basically, avoid his feet as much as you can. After you land your attacks, you just need to get out of there. Watch out for the range of the actual ground pound attacks because it's not just the club that hits you, but the wave of the shock wave that goes out from the club from there. You just want to avoid that damage. But also, the big thing you need to keep it out for is when he throws his tantrum and then hits the ground really hard and then pulls the club out of the ground for the extra attack. You need to watch out for that. It does big damage early on in the game, and I cannot stress enough how important it is to get out of the way of that. Again, if possible, make sure you bring strike weaponry here or magic, as it is the most effective against him. But I wanted to showcase specifically using slash weaponry. A lot of people think that slash weaponry just cannot be used here, but it absolutely can as long as you're doing jump attacks or heavy R2 attacks. He does drop the roar medallion as well, which is pretty cool if you're using any type of roar stuff yourself. But with that said, I'm out of here, guys. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I'll see you soon for more.